is showing you the 4 steps to stop living passively and to start moving forward in your life. I tell this to all people I meet all the time, living passively will destroy your life. And the reason why is because instead of getting things done, you're just going to sort of live day to day. So these are the 4 steps in order to get past that. The first step in this is acceptance. So what we need to realize is all life is perception. So everything you see now is completely different from what I see, from what your mom sees, from what your dad sees, from what anyone sees. Okay? Now, we have a choice. Our 2 choices are we can live bound in nature, which means we're going to be more fixed, more negative to situations. We're almost never going to take anything in, and we're just going to have our set way. The other place we can be is free nature. So what that is more dynamic. So what we're talking more positive. You can sort of go with the flow, making sure we distinguish the difference between these 2, because this is going to be really important moving forward into the next step. Step 2 is awareness. So after you've discovered if you're having fixed nature towards this or more of a free or dynamic nature towards this subject, what we want to do is become really aware of what's going on. Remember that if you have bound nature, what's going to happen is you're going to have your own belief system for any topic or anything that comes up in life. So what that means is you've been taught a certain way to think, and no matter what anyone else tells you, you're just saying, that's never going to happen, I don't think so, no way. And I'm telling you, that's how a lot of people get in trouble in life, especially when it comes to trying to break habits. Your belief systems can mean a lot of things. It can be anything from where you went to school, where you grew up, your race, your gender, all those types of things. And all those can play into your belief system. So you got to remember, everyone will have a little bit of a belief system, and that's okay. But when it starts taking over and making you bound nature, that's when you're going to have an issue. So the final part of this step is asking yourself this question. Anything, something comes up that's affecting your goal, you have to ask yourself, does this serve you? Okay? This is a system where you need to realize where if something isn't serving your goal or your purpose or where you want to be, you have to stop doing it. The third step is accountability. So when we look back at our actions, what we need to start realizing is we have to hold ourselves accountable. One of the biggest mistakes I see people do, especially in this day and age where social media is such a big thing, is they'll find allies for something. So what that means is they'll make a decision, they'll draw the line in the sand, and then they'll just find people that agree with them and agree with them to justify their answer. You're going to see this a lot in the fitness industry, especially people trying to push diets or certain workouts and stuff like that, when we all know that everything works if it's done properly, and that's proper nutrition, proper exercise, and so on. So this is something that we really need to make sure that we're holding ourselves accountable and making sure nothing from outside sources are going to affect the way we move forward into the last step. All right, guys, so the 4th and final step is adaptation. Now, I'm sure if you guys have followed me for a bit, I talk about this all the time. What are we going to do daily to put in the work to get what we want? So we've gotten rid of all the distractions. We've tried to have more of a free thinking mind instead of being bound to our old ideals. We're trying to throw our belief system a little bit out of the way to get to where we want. So what are we going to do every day to get this done? Now, a lot of people skip this step. But what we really want to do is try to have passive change. So try to stop being so bound to your old ways and move on to new ways. And just make sure that we're doing everything daily in order to get what we want. I know this is like a really simple breakdown of how to deal with something. But if you guys did find this helpful, just make sure you hit like and share that stuff. And let's get some subscribers here. And last but not least, if you have any questions about this, make sure to drop a comment or don't be afraid to message me privately. Take it easy, guys.